Hi, I'm Reagan Ammons. I was County Extension Director here in Burke County from 1988 to 2001. The one I chose was a new industry that started in Burke County, the nursery industry. Let me go back, and the time period I'm thinking about is late 60s, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And if you remember, the field crops that were planted in Burke County at that time was mainly corn and soybeans and small grains. Now up in the Jonas Ridge area, we had a lot of truck farming going on, and they raised mainly cabbage and Irish potatoes. But if you remember, back in the late 60s, a county extension agent up in Avery County thought that the Fraser fir would be a nice Christmas tree. And we helped develop that industry up there, and it spread and came over to the Jonas Ridge area. They also discovered, those farmers did, that there were other ornamental plants that could be planted in nurseries that would sell well up in the eastern seaboard of the United States, but they needed the land, so they came over the mountain and came to the bottom of the mountain and started planting the ornamentals in our bottomlands, kindly in the Oak Hill area of Burke County. Now extension, you have to remember that the best management practices for corn and soybeans, we knew all of those, what insecticides to use, herbicides, fungicides, and the nutrition program. But for the nursery industry, we didn't know any of the best management practices. So we had to work with the research stations and with our area extension specialists and the producers to develop those best management practices. Now the way we did that was we set up demonstration test plots on the nursery farms throughout Burke County, and we found out what herbicides and what insecticides and fungicides work best and what was the nutrition program. It was a new industry, and so they were always looking for new plant material to plant in those fields, and that was another way that we helped the producers grow such things as Bradford pears and weeping cherries and hemlock and white pine and river birch. Now, one of the ways that we got information out to the producers was through educational programs. And at one time, Burke County had more acreage in field crops, in nursery crops, than any other county in the state of North Carolina. And it continues today, and we owe a lot of credit to our producers because they were always willing to allow us to come on their farm and do the research that helped us get the information that we needed.
I noticed that the local NC Cooperative Extension Office was offering a weight loss class. The class met 15 weeks, 1 hour a week. The time was convenient and the cost was reasonable, so I signed up. The goal of the program is to encourage lifestyle changes that affect you in the ways of what you eat, how much you eat, and how much exercise you get. And the program can help you maintain weight, lose weight, or help you with some health issues that you might have. I kept a log of all the foods that I ate and the approximate number of calories. I ate 3 meals a day and could have a healthy dessert, and I was never really hungry. The program material was well prepared. It was well presented by the local cooperative extension agent, family and consumer science agent, Eleanor Summers. And I lost 18 pounds. It's a good program.
Hi, I'm Nick.
I'm Samantha.
I'm Erin.
I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Jazzy.
Today we participated in 4-H Hands to Service Day with Burke County Cooperative Extension. Today we learned about how to give our hands to larger service.
First, we learned what it takes to be a leader. We learned that good leaders are caring, helpful, responsible, inspirational, and courageous. The 4-H program here helps youth develop these leadership skills.
With 4-H, we also learn about the benefits of community service. It lets us help others while also helping ourselves. We learn to communicate and cooperate with others, build self-esteem, how to work with others, and the value of helping our community. Today we volunteered at Burke United Christian Ministries. We sorted canned goods, unpacked produce, prepared salad bags, and stocked the food pantry.
We also finished up soul hut she's to send to Africa.
I'm standing in front of 4 raised beds at the Catawba Meadows Archaeological Interpretive Center. These 4 raised beds represent a history of agriculture in western North Carolina. Each one of these raised beds, which has been carefully tended by the master gardeners who were trained through the Extension Office here in Burke County, each one of these beds represents a section of history.
My name is Doug Wright. I'm a cattle rancher over here in the Enola community, and I have nothing but good things to say for the Burke County Agricultural Extension. They have sure brought me a lot of research-based information that I've used, and it's been a pleasure learning from them and seeing the other things they do as well. As I said, I started out in horses, and when I could no longer ride, I just wanted to stay where I was at, and I converted my facilities to cattle ranching, and Damon Pollard came out when I was my first herd, and he came out and helped me get set up on a vaccination program, and I've been on it ever since. That was in 2004, and from there I've took every course that I possibly could that they offered, and I've just learned a lot. And the way it's impacted me is, well, it basically saved that first herd because they had pink eye, and I didn't have a clue about the preventive measures that I need to be taking, like vaccination.
Well, through 4-H, I have found a place where there's a community, and I am completely accepted in that place. I have also gained many leadership skills and citizenship skills through it, and also from serving on advisory board, I've seen the impact that Cooperative Extension has on the community.
4-H has helped me grow from a shy, quiet person into someone who can talk to people more openly and comfortably, and it has also opened many opportunities for me to take hold of and empowered me to do that.
4-H has enabled me to become a better leader and to be more involved in the community in order to make a difference.
Hi, my name is Mary Stevens. Recently I participated in the Eat Smart, Move More, Weigh Less program. What I did with this class was really great because I've taken other weight loss classes, and, well, not really classes, but I've been coached by registered nurses before, and lost about 30 pounds and then gained about 30 pounds. So I really like this one because I think I'm going to keep it off.
Not only do they have this officer, but they go out in the field and show you things that you're doing wrong, and help you stay in business, because there's not much profit margin in this farming, and you got somebody willing to come out there and show you where you're making mistakes and help your bottom line. Wonderful program myself, and it's one of the few things that I think the taxpayers' money is being spent wisely.
Hi, my name is Renee Fulbright, and I teach self-contained class at Table Rock Middle School. We have a group of 16 students. They range from 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. We participated in the Cooperative Extension 4-H program, and with the help of John Davis. We participated in the embryology program through the 4-H, and the impact that this had on my class was just, it's unbelievable. They did learn science, but with my students, I teach a range of students that may have intellectual disabilities, autism, disruptive behavior disorders, and so it had such an impact on their behavior. And in the beginning I was a little hesitant about doing this program because I had done it with kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade in the past, but it was such a good idea to do it with this group. Of course they learned the science and the curriculum. We modified the curriculum and we did it in math, we did it as reading comprehension, And they got the science part of it, but the biggest impact that this had on my class was their behavior. We have a group of 16 students who we have to selectively put in groups. They don't always work well together. They don't interact with one another at times. But during this program, they wanted to be together all the time. They talked to one another. They worked in groups. They took ownership of this program. And they loved the fact that it was theirs and they were in charge of it. I had autistic students who never participate in anything or never participate in groups, and they were just right in it with everybody. It brought out features in my children, my students that I teach, that we very seldom see in the classroom. And when John came and brought this and showed us the 21 stages, he held their attention, and I've never been able to do that in math class. They not only were they getting the information, the product was right there in the class with them, so they just took it in. So impressed by it that our principal has even asked us to start looking for grants to have a chicken coop to go along with our greenhouse that we're having. It just, as a teacher, I just can't put into words how it made me feel to see my kids working so hard and being so determined with this.
Extension has been a part of my life since before I was born, so to speak. This is a picture of R.L. Sloan, the farm agent, with my grandparents, Harrison and Addie Avery, on the front porch some years before I was born. So it started in the family. When my grandfather was a farmer, I'm sure he needed much help getting started. My name is Mary Lou Furr, and I was born in Burke County, and I grew up on the Avery family farm right here. And I had lots of interesting experiences with Extension Homemaker. When my mother, who was a city girl, married my dad, she was not going to marry a farmer, but she fell in love with him. She needed lots of help in how to communicate her homemaking skills from a family of 9 brothers and sisters to living on the farm. So Extension Homemaker programs and meetings were something that she attended, and I attended with her as a child when I was old enough to sit still. I enjoyed the programs, and I enjoyed the desserts that came because the meetings were in folks' homes, and the agent came every month, and the agent spoke about wonderful topics of how to can tomatoes, how to do wonderful things with sewing.
Cooperative Extension Service has helped me in many ways as far as I've been in the cattle and stuff, you know, born and raised in it all my life, and you always run into a bump, you know, and somewhere down the road and need to ask questions and find out, you know, new things and new ways, you know, about doing stuff, and I can call, and with the group of people that they've got working, I can call and ask questions, and they'll tell me, you know, about anything I need to know and answer my questions and in a good way, and they're nice and everything about it, and as far as, you know, raising cattle, they've taught me many new ways of doing things and how to, you know, the more you give to your cattle and your land, the more it's going to give back to you in the long run. I've learned that over the years, and it's just a good group of people, and I highly recommend anybody getting into agriculture that they go to their local extension service and just ask questions, and they'll pretty much, you know, tell you anything you need to know about agriculture and farming. And it's
Hi, my name's Otis Wilson. I'm a resident of Burke County, and I've been a community gardener here for the last 3, 4, or 5 years. I enjoy coming out and gardening, and where I live in Burke County, it's much too shady to have a garden. So I appreciate the fact that there are some 29 raised gardens here that the Extension Service has put in and maintains. And they provide for us cured manure, topsoil when we need it, a great place to garden, and a lot of advice. I enjoy coming and eating the fresh vegetables from the garden, and really enjoy the process of putting the garden in, watching it mature, and then later harvesting, and try to do a spring, summer, and fall garden. There are a lot of the gardeners here that do the same thing, and it's fun to learn from each other and be able to keep up with some new ideas from folks. Two of the best things about the community garden, I think, are the location and Donna Teasley. Donna has the answer to almost any of our questions, and if she doesn't, she knows where to go to find the answer. You couldn't find a better location in Burke County than right here in the community garden.
My name's Don Deal. I'm president of Drexel Community Fair. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share some comments with Cooperative Extension. First of all, I'm proud that we have a great relationship with the Extension office. Some of the things that's brought to our fair is our barn. For one thing, we have a great exhibit area and great exhibits mainly because of the youth, 4-H and all the animals they bring in. They brought cattle shows, goat shows, horse shows, all kinds of shows that's been added to our barn and our fair each year. That's been a very good plus for us with the people in Raleigh that come up and grade our fair and look at our fair. They've been extremely pleased, and so it makes you feel good that we have people like the Corporate Extension that helps us do this. Another thing that the Extension has done, and it's a very vital point, they have so many volunteers that come in. They help us in registering and entering all the exhibits in the exhibit hall, which is that's a task in itself. They do an excellent job bringing their volunteers in, volunteers at the barn, working all the livestock shows, getting all that done. The judging, they have a group that comes in, and that really makes it just puts a finishing touch on a lot of things. And another program that's been good is a veggie varmint program that's been a highlight. That not only is it fun in watching the creation of these creatures or whatever they may be called with vegetables, but after that the displays. And again, that just goes right in with the exhibit hall, makes such a nice exhibit hall. So again, the volunteers is very valuable and just really put a good touch to our fair.
Good morning, I'm Senator Warren Daniel from Burke County. I represent North Carolina Senate District 46, Burke, and Cleveland County. I would like to wish Cooperative Extension a happy Centennial anniversary. What has Cooperative Extension meant to me? Well, agriculture is the biggest industry in North Carolina, and Cooperative Extension is a great program that helps young people to develop their interest in all different types of fields of agriculture. They're doing a great job, and I just wish you well, and again, want to congratulate you on this 100th anniversary.